Hey everybody, and welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie. I'm your host. I'm so happy to be here. I wasn't here last week. It's weird to miss my show. That just doesn't happen very often. If you are listening live, it is the 13th of August at 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you're listening to an archive or a replay, I want to also welcome you to the show. I want to let you know that we are over in the chat room, and you can find us by heading over to 12radio.com. That's number 2 radio.com. Click on the chat button and you'll be redirected into the Facebook chat. So that's how to find us. Ask for entry, and our valiant and talented producer Scott is standing by, and he will gladly let you in the door. So that's what it looks like. I also want you to know that I am live streaming this event from the chat room, and you can head right over there and scroll down and see it. If you want to watch the live stream later on, you can find it over at Domestic Mystic on YouTube. There you go. That's a mouthful. Okay, well, I'm glad to be here. I hope you guys are having a good week. It's been really nice. It's cooled down quite a bit here in Idaho, and it comes highly appreciated. It's been way too warm for us. So this morning I noticed that it felt almost like, just almost had that fall nip early in the morning, which got me ridiculously excited because I'll take it. We love fall. I wasn't here last week because Matea, my 18-year-old daughter, had her tonsils out. So if you have ever had your tonsils out or had to nurse a kid through having their tonsils out, you know this has not been fun at all. She's tried to be a model patient. I know she has. She's had her moments. She's gotten a little grumpy, a little snappy, a little intolerant of various things. 2 nights ago, she pretty violently made Fee get off the couch. You know, if you're cuddling in a blanket around here, there's dogs and pigs who think that they're supposed to be cuddling with you. But Fee is, dare I say, a bit of a couch hog. And Matea had had enough, and she leaped off the couch and moved her pillow and threw back the blanket and forced Fee onto the floor. And Fee was just pretty, well, I think her feelings were pretty hurt, but, you know, she was hogging the couch, and it just wasn't going to be tolerated. And 2 nights ago, her dad walked into the living room eating a spoonful of peanut butter, and she said, "We get it, Dad. You can eat peanut butter, okay?" I laughed for a long time about that. She's just grouchy, and no, she cannot eat peanut butter. But I think that onwards and upwards, she's a little better today, so off we go, right? Yeah. Well, anyway, that's been the drama around here. My oldest left back for college. He's at fall football camp right now and living it up, so everything's good. And this morning I registered my youngest, my junior in high school. Well, for high school. And I still can't imagine how the hell this has happened, but she is a junior, in fact. So, life goes on. The beat marches on. I am coming to you this morning with a request, an energy request, a prayer request for a baby. His name is Baby Theron. He is a member of our family, and he unfortunately has experienced some violence at the hand of his dad. And he has shaken baby syndrome, and he's fighting for his life right now. And we don't know where to go with that except for to reach out to every avenue we have for all of the prayers and all of the love that we can get. And I don't know a much more powerful group than this one. So this happened Friday. He's a little more stable now. There's more to come, but that's what we have right now. That's what we know. It's been an interesting practice in trying to let the anger piece of it sit by the wayside in order to put all of our energy on the baby, because that's who gets it right now, right? He gets it. The other person, he's not worthy of any of that currently, and we're going to go ahead and let law enforcement do their job, right? So what we can do is we can put all of our energy on him. And so that is what we have done our very best to do, though I think those closer to, you know, in the family to him have, I'm sure it's been incredibly difficult. And yet his mama has done an incredible job of keeping all of her energy right there right on her son, doing what she had to do. So that's why I ask you guys to help me, join me, work with me. Let's continue to elevate this baby. Let's continue to heal his brain. Let's continue to give him the very best chance we possibly can. So I love you all, and I thank you very, very much for that. Okay, onwards to a little less frightening and gloomy topics. Shocking topics, I guess, probably too. It is that day of the month where I like to read for you from everybody's deck. We have so many fun and talented people here in the 1-2 world, and I try to make sure that I have all of their stuff, right? All of their cards, all of their books, all of the things that they've done, because it's exciting and they're brilliant. I have to tell you guys, a couple of weeks ago, I was at a client's house, a local client's house, and sitting on her end table was Kathleen Peterson's book. And it had a million of those little sticky tabs, you know, in it. Like, she had marked a ton of different things in it. It was earmarked, it was worn. It's obviously a well-loved book that she's read many, many times. And I really had to smile because I know that lady. I thought that was really fun. So I do want you to know that I'm going to read with these cards. So what we'll do is when we get to that part of the show, I'll just look through the chat room, and if you've asked me for a reading, then I'll decide what decks we're going to see. And let's read with purpose today. Ask me a question. I don't mind general readings. I don't want you to think that I don't, but I would really like to read with purpose, with a, this is what I need help with. This is what I'm thinking about, because I really want to pull the cards. I want to pull from the right decks for you, and I want to be able to talk to as many of you as I can. So it helps me if we have a purpose in readings today. So be clear with me about what you need. And as always, energy work is never off the table, right? So tell me what you need. Okay, so I'm going to show you what decks. So we are reading from Sawari Spirituality by Miss Kelly McLean. And I don't know if you've seen it yet, but she has a big announcement. And I'm going to leave it with that and let her be in charge of it. I have Whispers of Love. This is, I don't have the back of the card here. Oh, here we go. This is Whispers of Love from Angela Hartfield. And Angie has multiple decks. And in fact, she has a brand new deck, Whispers from the Ocean, that you can pre-order right now on Amazon. And it looks amazing. We have pre-ordered, I'll tell you that. Okay. I have Mo Tarot. Mo Tarot is a ton of fun. Mo Tarot is so cool because he did all of the artwork in this deck. Like, everything in here, he did. So I'll show you the cards that I pull and tell you about them, but it's really amazing to me. I did not do the art in my deck. I commissioned it. I wouldn't trust myself to do it. But someone else did all of the art in their deck, of course. And this is Christy's deck, her Kindred Spirits Energy Oracle deck. And she did all of the art, the fractal art, in her deck as well. Pretty amazing. That's pretty cool. I can dream up a deck, but the art, that's not my forte. It's okay. I know that about myself. I'm totally comfortable with it. And then, of course, we will also read from my deck, the Ground Blessed Protect and Move deck. So this is, of course, my spiritual self-care deck. So that's what we're going to do. Of course, we'll do all of the stuff we do around here first, but that's the direction we are going to go. I'm so excited because my office is getting an overhaul later this week. And so hopefully by the time I join you next Tuesday, there'll be a new backdrop up and about here. So I'm way excited about it. I have literally been saving birthday money since, well, you know, for more than a month, well, almost 2 months now, because I knew what I wanted to do, but I wasn't exactly clear on how I was going to do it. And it all came together for me a few days ago. And so, yay me. It's exciting. You know how I am. I don't change things very often, but when I do, I'm pretty dang excited about it. So, or maybe I'll hate it and I'll grieve it and I'll put it all back. No, I'm not going to hate this. You're not going to hate this. It's all good. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and talk about our regular business around here. So I want to, for some reason, I closed Luminous. Why do I do these things? Give me 1 second to pull that back up. But of course, Luminous Magazine is live, and our brand new episode, it's not an episode, our brand new edition, and I am loving it. I don't know if you guys caught it last week, but we have a brand new writer in Luminous, and it is Jennifer Dove, who you guys see on Mondays around here, and she's writing her poem project, I'm going to say it wrong, but it's the poem project that she's working on. She's doing it on her show too, and I am really loving it. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to put a link here. Okay, so there's a link in the chat room if you want to come and look at Luminous with me, or you can go over to katie-weaver.com and just click on the Luminous Magazine tab, and you'll pull it up right there. And if you've noticed, it's a little different than it used to be. It's actually embedded in the website now, which I was really excited about. But if you just look at it like that, I think it's way too tiny to read. But at the bottom, there is what looks like 4 arrows pointing, in all 4 directions. If you click on that, it'll give you a full screen. And so you can look at it, on the big screen. So I really like this. I like this function a lot. So of course, there's always a note from me. It is the Radiant Poem Project. There you go. I knew it was the something, but I wanted to say Luminous really bad, and that was clearly wrong. But good job. So her Radiant Poem Project, and it's awesome. So I called the magazine this week the Creating Your Best Life edition, because there's a lot of energy right now in manifesting and creating, and I love it. It's a lot of fun. A lot of times I'll wait and read through the magazine when it's all put together. That's the last thing that I write before I publish, is what we're calling the magazine this week. And I usually base it on what I'm seeing people say. What are we thinking about? What are we writing about? There is frequently a theme. And so the theme this week very much was manifesting, creating what you want, having a life that you love, and loving the life you have. So that's why it is our Creating Your Best Life edition. In my musings, I shared, and I'm going to read it to you guys. This is a quote by Amy Weatherly. She says, "I like people who begin by blurting out something overly personal. I like people who aren't afraid to walk around with a stain on their shirt. I like people who ugly laugh at their own jokes. I like people who give compliments to strangers in the grocery store and make friends when they're washing their hands in the bathroom. I like people who get passionate about ideas and excited about others' success stories. I like people who live a little outside the box, who march to the beat of their own drum, and who make it a mission to help those around them." And I like those people too. That really resonated with me. I loved it. We get so wrapped up in how things look, how we look, how everything looks. If it's okay to do this, if you should say that it takes all of our authenticity away. And I like that. Be authentic. Be you. Go to the grocery store with a stain on your shirt. I don't care. I'm not judging. Okay. Kai's Kaleidoscope. She has been offering us this Connections to Self ongoing article, and I think study, I'll say study for Kai, that's been ongoing throughout this, this is part 5, so throughout the summer. And this week she's talking about gratitude. Really appreciated what she had to say. I completely agree that gratitude is a very powerful way to create what you want in your life and to enhance your life. So I loved what she had to say. Thank you, Kai. The tip of the week is just a thought from me. Before you talk yourself out of your dreams, ask yourself, why not you? You deserve good things too. I think sometimes too often we think that, big doings are for other people, big successes are for other people. The viral blog post or the whatever, the big goals in school, the fancy job, the title, the whatever it is that you want are for other people. You know, society has limited us like that. And I think it's easy to fall into that and believe it. But why not you? Why not you? You deserve good things too. Dr. Elisa says, what personal script are you living by? Is it really you or someone or who someone else wanted you to be? Is it really you or who someone else wanted you to be? I thought that was a powerful thought, a really powerful thought. So I'm not going to go through the entire magazine, but I will let you do that. I do want to point out, though, that our dear Melissa Caprio, her book has finally pre-launched. You can pre-order it now over on Amazon. It is called Postcards to the Universe by Melissa Caprio, easy to find. You can pre-order it. It's very exciting stuff. We're more than proud of Melissa and excited for her and can't wait to get our hands on the book. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, lots of great articles this week, some great videos. One of the things I love about Luminous is the capability of being multimedia. There's pictures, there's video, there's articles, there's pretty much everything. So I hope that you find something in there that sings to your soul. Lots of good stuff. There is a postcard pointing out that there is a new class starting over at 1-2 Academy in September. This is Julie Aronson, and you guys got to know Julie on Wednesdays. She has been doing quite a bit of hosting Angel with an Edge for Elizabeth, and she's talked a lot about the soul collage cards that she does. This is a system that she trained in, and she teaches you how to do it, and it's really cool. So every week in Luminous, she has a soul collage article and a card, something that she has made for herself. It's like making your own deck in a sense, and a little different, but anyway, I hope that you guys will highly consider taking her class in September. So there's an ad in here in Luminous for it. You can click on it and go straight to, you know, read about it and sign up for it, but I'm so excited she's teaching it. It looks to me like it's going to be something very cool. So there you go. I hope that you find something in Luminous that rocks your clock this week. I'm sure you will. But that's all we'll do with it today. Okay. I wanted to take a look real quick in the chat room. Okay, good. Okay, very good. Alrighty, seeing lots of stuff coming up here. I feel like if I'm away from the chat room too long, I'm going to miss something that I needed to see, and I don't want that to happen. Lillian, I am so glad that you're here, and happy birthday. We will definitely get a birthday reading in here today. Let's go ahead and do some singing bowl work. This is the crown chakra bowl. It is in the note, I believe, of A. Yeah. No, it's not. F. E. E. And I'm going to play the bowl. And I want us to do two things. First of all, I would like us for an opportunity to clear your crown. So the first thing I'm going to do is just ask you to hold the frequency or the intention of allowing your crown chakra to be cleared. Allow the frequency of the singing bowl to completely clear whatever is blocking in your head, whatever is just too much up there. Do you ever have too much in your brain, too much in your crown? I know you do. I do too. This is when your thoughts won't stop, when you're nervous, you're anxious, sometimes you feel like you can't focus on anything. It's a symptom of being ungrounded, but the larger symptom is that your crown chakra is out of whack. So you may or may not be out of whack today. It doesn't matter. We're just going to do some work to really clear anything that's in that crown that's no longer serving you, because it really feels good to be able to minimize the crown. So that's the first job. So let's do that first. So go ahead and sit with me. Take a few deep breaths to get grounded and centered. Then I'll ask you to shift your consciousness up into your crown chakra. And let's just allow the vibration of the singing bowl to completely clear and dissolve anything you no longer need there. Good. So that's a great start. So that is a great clearing in the crown. Now we're going to go back into the crown. This time I'm going to invite you to hold space for your crown to connect deeply to the universe. So this is always an interesting conversation because different people have different ideas. They have different beliefs. They connect differently. You could be connecting to universal life force energy. You could be connecting to God. You could be connecting to the goddess. You could be connecting to the flying spaghetti monster. I don't care if that's up to you. I always am careful when we get into crown chakra work because I never want to alienate somebody due to my beliefs or theirs, because I feel like so much of it is the same source by different names with different definitions. Maybe we put different parameters on them. But ultimately what I want you to be able to connect to is that unconditional love and never-ending flow of light from the universe. That's what your crown needs. That's how we feed it. So use the terminology that makes sense to you, that resonates with you. That's great. That's perfect. That's how we do this work correctly. Okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to play the bowl. While I do that, I would like you to envision your crown coming into perfect balance. It should be around the size of a volleyball. You will probably see it in some kind of iridescent light. When you have a good vision of it, I want you to pull a silver thread of light from your crown. I want you to send it deep into the universe, and I want you to connect it to whoever or whatever works for you. Maybe you're just plugging it in, right? Just like a light socket. Maybe you're handing it over to a deity. Whatever. You make this yours, but I want you to get this right. I want you to learn how to do it so that you can do this for yourself when you need to. Because then we are going to sit with that cord of light and allow that to nourish our spirit. Just completely envelop you in that unconditional love and light of the universe. So let's go ahead and work. So you think about how this looks for you. And there's no wrong answer, right? I usually hand mine over to the goddess. It just feels right to me. But that's me. And if you hand your cord right over to anybody else, that's your choice. You do what feels right to you, okay? All right. So first, asking for the crown to come into perfect balance. Getting a good vision here. A good picture of what that crown looks like. Now, pull a silver thread of light from that crown and send it deep, deep into the universe. You know where to go with it. You do your thing. You plug it in wherever it needs to go. Good. And now, I would like you to keep your consciousness in your crown for just a minute and allow that energy to start flowing through you, through that cord, clear into your crown chakra, pouring now over your head, moving clear down the front of you, completely immersing you in the unconditional love and light of the universe, nourishing your spirit, allowing that energy to run clear to the floor, pooling at your feet, here you are feeling loved, feeling comforted, feeling nourished and nurtured. Very good. Okay. So, deep breath. Coming back to center. So there you go. That is, to me, one of the most powerful ways you can nourish your spirit. There's others, right? Of course, there's meditation. Of course, there's opportunities to sit with yourself. Of course, there's music, there's prayer, there's energy work. There's lots of ways to nourish your spirit. But to me, that's one of the most important ways. That's very visual. It's very intentional. And your spirit needs to be nourished. So there you go. You feed your body, right? Well, you also must feed your spirit. So thank you for taking part in that with me. That's one of my absolute favorites. Okay. So let's move on to our Ground, Bless, Protect, and Move work. Of course, this comes from my deck. This is just our weekly reading for everybody. And of course, we'll be pulling 5 cards from the deck so that you can make a decision about what kind of self-care your spirit needs this week. So we'll look at the grounding aspect, the blessing aspect, the protecting aspect, and the moving aspect. So, and then of course there's also a boost card in these decks that just gives you a little bit of an extra idea, a little something to work on. So that's what we're doing. I'm just pulling the cards right now. Maureen said she loves Angela's deck. I know, she has so many cool decks. She's done so much beautiful work. And so many of them come from, I mean, the artists that she commissions are just out of this world gifted, right? It's pretty awesome. So we're very lucky to have Angie around here. I had the opportunity to meet her in Denver a few years ago at a trade show. And I gotta tell you guys, that was the funnest experience. She's a very cool person. Velva Dawn was there as well, and we had a lot of fun. A lot of wine and giggling, actually. The best kind. Okay. Not the only kind, of course, but anyway. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so the ground card this week is the tree. So grounding with trees, we've talked about it lots of times. Very easy to do. Take yourself outside. Wrap your arms around a tree or sit with your back against a tree. Take a few deep breaths and just allow your root chakra, the energy of your root, to just slip into the earth and mingle into the energy of the trees. That's it. It's easy. And that's very grounding. Trees, you know, they ground by nature. Alrighty. Okay. The bless card is space. Blessing your space. So, to physically do that, you literally, like the card looks, you stand in the center of a room, put your hands out, and allow a pillar of powerful light to pour over your head, pour through your body and out your hands, and fill the space completely up with that light, holding the intentions you want for that space, right? Do you want peace here? Do you want cooperation? Do you want joy? Do you want fun? Do you want understanding? You decide, but that's the intention you hold, are the things you want for this space. But when this card comes up, it also says to me that it's time to take a look at your space. Do you need to change something? Is it time for a little decluttering or dejunking? Is it time to rearrange something? Is it time to donate something? Is it time to get something else? Sometimes that space card is just a good reminder to clear your space, to bless your space, to nurture your space. You guys are by and large empaths around here. And what I know about you is that you have to have really solid places to give yourself good self-care. You have to have a sanctuary away from the world, because your work isn't going to be a sanctuary, though I hope it is. You know, the grocery store, the mall, lots of places you go are probably not a sanctuary. But if you can really invest yourself in making your home your sanctuary, well, then you have a place for your spirit to heal and to grow and to be. Very important stuff. Okay, the Protect card this week is a dark stone. This is one of my favorites. So easy. Carry a dark stone with you. Bless it, right? When you work with crystals, you tell them what you want them to do. So take that dark stone, and this could be a black tourmaline, it could be an obsidian, it could be a smoky quartz, a jet, a garnet. You decide. Hold it right up to your lips and speak into it what you want. So perhaps you want some protection from other people's negativity, whether that is from specific people or it's from the collective, because the collective consciousness has been, well, kind of sucky the past little bit. So maybe you just need a little, protection around you from all of that jazz. You decide, Some of you work in incredibly toxic places. Some of you work in really supportive, wonderful places. So it's not always all about work, and sometimes it's about home. What if you live with somebody who is really negative and constantly pulling you down? Just keeping a dark stone that's blessed and charged in your pocket or in your bra or on your person somewhere is a really powerful way to help give you a little extra buffer from them, a little extra spiritual protection. All right. The Move card is the Stretch card. Stretch your body. Moving your body helps to release energy that you might have gotten stuck there. Old stuff that you are holding on to for whatever reason, stuff you don't need or want anymore. Stretching just helps to let it go. Don't hurt yourself. Don't tear something, don't knock yourself out, but move yourself a little bit. That really, really helps to amp up the feel-good hormones in your brain, and it really helps to release anything that just needs to go. I mean, many of you have been there with me. You call me for energy work, and we take a look, and we go, yeah, that thing in your shoulder that's hurting you so much, I'm going to remove it. I can see it. I know what it is. Not always, of course, right? But sometimes, and you guys know this, sometimes you have very physical pain that has an energetic source. And when that's the case, you know how that feels, and it sucks. Now, obviously, not all pain is energetic, and I would never tell you to not get proper medical care, but I will tell you that sometimes, sometimes there's a correlation. Sometimes it's a person. Sometimes it's a situation, but sometimes it is the case. All right, the Boost card. It sucks that I always have to make that caveat, but I feel like I do, because obviously I'm not a doctor. And I can't diagnose you and I can't treat you, but I can do the energetic work. And so I always want to be clear on that. Physical body, you go to them. Energy body, I'm your guy, right? All right. The Boost card is the Just Write card. That's right, it's time to write. Journal, blog, or notebook. You can't make the wrong choice when you are spilling your guts. Use this as an opportunity to release anything that you need to release. Which, we do have a full moon coming right up tomorrow, and that is an awesome time to release. So you might consider writing some stuff down. It's an airing of grievances of sorts, right? And you can write some things down that you want to get rid of, that you want to let go of, and do something with them in the full moon. That could be burning them. That could be throwing them into a body of water. It could be tearing them into a billion tiny pieces and burying them in the backyard. I don't care. Whatever works for you, right? Whatever feels right for you. But it's a good time to do a little bit of releasing. So, alrighty. So let's go ahead and jump into the chat room. I really want to get to some readings here. I got to tell you guys, if you put a reading request into the live stream, you might come over and put it also under my banner here in the chat room. The live stream moves really fast and sometimes I don't see them. And so it's not that I'm ignoring you guys, it's just that I don't always see them. And if I try to manipulate the screen while I'm doing a live screen or a live stream, sometimes, well, I screw things up. So you might think about putting them over here in the chat room under my banner to make sure that I've seen it. Okay. Okay. So we'll start with Robin. Robin, it is so nice to see you here. Gotta tell you that. All right, Robin, what are we doing for you today? It is the Whispers of Love deck, and it is the Kindred Spirits Energy Oracle deck. So let's get your cards pulled here. My hands are too little for really good shuffling. So we have to settle for really good mixing up and trust that the right thing happens, right? Okay, at least for this deck. Angie's deck is big. It's gorgeous. Okay. All right, Robin, I'm pulling a card for you out of this deck. Now let's grab an energy oracle card for you. Oh, and she's wondering about love and romance or job. Okay, glad I saw that, Robin. No wonder we needed to pull the energy oracle, or the, pardon me, the Whispers of Love deck. We have a hellacious fire burning out on the desert, not too far from here. Like, it's not something that would ever put me in danger or anything like that. But holy moly, my lungs, not happy. They've actually been pretty rude about the whole thing. It is so crazy. It is the same spot, and it has burned the last 3 summers in a row. So I don't know how there's anything more to burn, to be honest, but burn it does. All right. So Robin, the Whispers of Love card I pulled is the heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. So I'm going to show you the card. Okay, this is when it gets kind of fun to be in the live stream because you get to see the cards. But I mean, no pressure if you're not. Okay. I feel like this is about love and romance, actually. I feel like what's below the surface that we're not seeing with our eyes is old hurt that you've got to be really... It's not even so much that you still have old hurt, Robin. I think that what it is that you have an ego that keeps reminding you that people can suck sometimes, right? And so the thought of really putting yourself out there, the thought of going on dates is a little terrifying just because you know, you're a very gentle, sensitive, and kind of private person. And this idea of just like putting yourself out there to people, I think is a little much for you as it is. And yet, I think you would not be sorry. But when I look at that and you know, what's under the surface, I really go to this place of, I'll tell you what it is under the surface. It is a deep-seated need to be safe. And so the conversation really has to roll into, how can we help you to date, to put yourself out there, to consider bringing love into your life and feel safe. And so I want you to really flesh that out for yourself about what is it that you need to do, and also what guidelines do you need to have for yourself so that you keep yourself safe, because you can do this. You can do this and be physically safe. You can do this and be emotionally safe, and you can bring love into your world. And I think it's high time. All right, the second card is actually Archangel Raphael. So the message of this card is healing, time to rest, self-care, seek comfort, offer support to others, develop energy healing skills, get energy healing, and the heart chakra. Huh, weird, right? Okay, it's about the heart chakra for you. So what I would like to do is go ahead and do a little bit of work in your heart. So yeah, I do feel like that's okay. I wanted to make sure I had your permission, but I feel like I do, Robin. So all right, so what I want to do is just really move through your heart. What I want to do actually is do a little work between your heart and your ego. You know, it's your ego that keeps you safe. We talk about ego when people get all, ugh, ego. But ego's not a bad thing. Ego keeps you safe. Ego remembers, you know. They're like, what? Jared? Don't you remember in 5th grade when Jared pushed you off a swing? Lady, you're not dating him. Right? That's what ego does. Ego wants you to be safe. Or ego goes, really? Well, the last time someone said that to you, they were lying, you know. And so ego wants to keep you safe, but they put a lot of doubt in play, and they sometimes keep your heart a little flared up when it's ready to heal. So I want to do a little healing here in your heart while we're talking about it. You still have some grief there too that you're carrying from losing family, losing your mom, I think. And that's okay. I mean, that heals over time, and you'll always carry a little bit of that, you know, to be real. But I want to make sure that we've cleared you in a sense that you don't feel quite as fragile. I love the way this feels, actually. Okay. All right, so what I did is I removed from your heart what looked to me like a large handful of bubbles. Just a big, like both hands full of bubbles, and they were just things that were sitting on the surface that were ready to go. So that's what I cleared for you. So Robin, it's really nice to see you here today, and thank you for the opportunity to read for you. I love it. All righty. Okay, now I've scrolled down. This is what I do. All right. Maureen wants to know, did we see her making their financial commitments this month? It's tight. It's super tight, but there could be a little bit of money coming, actually. Let's pull Mo Tarot. Mo Tarot. Okay. Most cards are especially fun for me because I'm not a tarot reader. And so it's not based on what I would know about the suits or the arcanas. It's just based on the picture, the message, and what comes through to me. So I kind of have fun reading with them because this is a very non-traditional way of using tarot. There's not much about me that's all that traditional. I think you probably have already figured that out. Okay. All right, the card is the Five of Cups, and the message is disappointment. Maureen, what I see with me getting to the end of this month is that there will be an opportunity for some kind of an extension or way for you to be able to spread your money a little thinner to get by. And then I feel like come September, everything is okay. That seems like when the money that I'm feeling really kind of comes to the surface. It does feel like a little stress between now and then. And so you do need to think about where could you know, how can you extend what you need to do until you can get the cash in hand. So that's where it's at. Okay. Denise would like a reading to stay strong in using her voice. Okay, obviously, Denise, it has to be a sweary spirituality card. I love these cards because they're nothing but sass, right? They're all kinds of great ideas, but they're all sassy because Kelly is just sassy like that. She's our sassy little redhead around here, and we love it. But some of you aren't sassy. You don't have sass. You were probably raised that it wasn't okay, right? And now, sometimes you need a little of that to be able to stand up for yourself. You don't always have to be snarky and sarcastic, but I think it helps. You guys do you, but. Alrighty. Okay. The card is, you deserve joy. Choose it. Hashtag badass in charge, right? Be in charge of your joy. So how does that help you, Denise, in helping you to stay strong and using your voice? It is that message you deserve, right? You deserve good care. You deserve to be listened to. You deserve, you deserve to be treated with respect. And that's the energy that you carry. That's the chip on your shoulder, right? And that helps you to strengthen your voice because when you go back inside and you go, wait a minute, no, I deserve to have what I ordered. No, I deserve to be seen in a timely manner. No, I deserve to be treated with respect. When you can get that rolling in you, nobody gets to disrespect you anymore because you're not going to allow it. The only caveat for you is that when you stand up for yourself, then you feel bad because you worry that it was too much. Maybe I said too much. Maybe it was too loud. Maybe it was too much. No, Denise, be too much. Be too much for a while. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with too much. I think as a little one, you were raised to think that there was. But you know what? I disagree. Okay. Terry would love a birthday reading and help for her family to have a heart healing. Okay. Let's pull a Whispers of Love and a Mo Tarot for you, Terry. You guys know how on Facebook, like on the right-hand side of the screen, there's all of these other groups that you might want to join. So one of them is called Follow Jesus Christ, and it is this picture of Jesus with these like eyes that follow. So the whole time I've been doing this show, I have like this Follow Jesus Christ staring at me the whole time. I just finally hit it because I can't take any more. I'm totally distracted and creeped out. Not creeped out by the idea of Jesus, just creeped out by those eyes. Okay. I just had to tell you that. That's making me laugh. All right. Okay, so Terry, the card from the Love deck, from the Whispers of Love deck is slow down. When you are excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. So that's what the card looks like. Here's what I'm hearing for you, and this is about family, is that you are going to be unable to make them come together. You've been trying, you know, and you're going to be unable to force people to behave better, and that this is an opportunity for you to step back and develop relationships with people individually as you choose to, and maybe get some of your own stuff going. Other friends, family from the other side, whatever. But it feels to me like it's kind of, we've hit this point in the road where even when things seem to start settling down, something flares them back up again. We've had some major ego, some really childish behavior, and some serious stuff kind of all thrown in together. And I know that it hurts your heart. I know that this is not what you want for your family, and I understand that entirely. The message is to give it time, that it will heal itself as it does, but what you can do for yourself right now is seek your joy in other ways. All right, so the Mo Tarot card. Okay, it is the Swords, and this is, it looks to me like a spaceship taking off, a rocket ship, right? And so, I don't know why we pulled that card. I guess I should ask. Elevate. Okay, I got it. They said to elevate, right? Elevate your frequency. And you do that by doing things that you love and enjoy, by having fun, by doing the things that you like. Maybe it's gardening, maybe it's going to the movies, maybe it's taking a road trip, maybe it's something completely different. But you really deserve, Terry, this year to do the things that elevate you. And that's one interesting thing, is that as you elevate, naturally the people around you elevate too. They can't really help it because your frequency is higher and you're helping to pull them up a little with you. So, interesting. So have fun. Do things that elevate your spirit and give the family stuff some time. And let yourself off the hook with thinking that you have to be the repairer. You can't. Okay. Laura says, I would love it if you could check into Mika. Her darling girl was spayed last Friday. Okay, look into her body after her spay to see how she's healing. Specifically, her left rear leg or back. Was it tweaked during her procedure? Let's feel into her. Overall, she's feeling good. Stiff and sore, though. Her leg was a little tweaked. It looks like maybe when they moved her from one table to another, or from maybe the table into a crate, that one of those back legs got was a little out of place. I don't think it's something serious. I don't think it's something she's not going to heal perfectly from. You know, I feel like she's just a little sore. And so I think that we just keep a little eye on it, and you could definitely talk to the vet about it and ask them what they know and what they think of it. But overall, Laura, she feels good to me. Really good. She's not, she's kind of blown past all that sleepy business, right? And she's a pretty wild kid. I think that overall she's doing awesome. So I'm so glad this is done. You can put it behind you. She can put it behind her. I know there's been a big buildup and it was full of nervous energy for everybody. And here we are. She's okay. Okay, Maureen needs a reading to manifest the money needed for her wedding. Maureen, congratulations. Okay, let's take a little look. So what cards do we want? We want the Energy Oracle deck. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, the card is resist. Boundaries, protect yourself, conscious choices and actions, stand your ground, and root chakra. Interesting because that all has to do with safety and security, and safety and security is of course what you're talking about. So in a sense, and I feel like this is something that between you and your fiance really has to have, that you are able to give yourself an opportunity right now to set really good financial boundaries together. One caveat that they're making for you is that you cannot do this by yourself. It has to be a conversation that we're all on board with, that we are all going to perhaps give up a few things for now, cut back on a few things for now, and really budget well. The other thing that I wondered about, the first thing I saw for you, Maureen, was something totally different, selling something online, some kind of a little online store or something along those lines that you can generate a little extra money with. So I'll let you explore that and figure out what that could look like for you. But it's not the only piece. The biggest piece is the two of you really coming together and cooperating, figuring out how much you can each bring to the table every month to save so that you can pay for that wedding. Because it's not all on you and it's not all on him. You're gonna work together to make it happen. So good. All right. Robin said, thank you, Katie. I appreciate the reading. It resonated. When you were talking about pulling the bubbles, I pictured them floating away and popping. I love that. And Terry said, what a perfect birthday reading, and you nailed it. OMG, thank you so much. My honor and happy birthday. And Lillian, I know you said you didn't want a birthday reading, you just wanted to be here. So happy birthday, my dear. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope that you get to do something fancy and fun like you like. Okay, one last thing. This is Sheila. She says, I'm in the emergency room with my mom right now. She's stable now, but she gave me quite a scare this morning. She hasn't been feeling well since the weekend. Can you check on her and see what's going on or give her a quick scan? I hope we can leave the ER soon. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing we always do around here, right? Let's team up. Can everybody give a little extra love? Can everybody team up a little bit here with me and send something to Sheila's mom? Her name is also Sheila, in case you need her name, but let's all do a little work to help elevate her. Sheila, she feels so fragile to me, like weak and brittle and fragile and tired. I wondered about blood sugar and blood pressure. I'm sure they're looking at all of the things, you know, and figuring it out. She is very overwhelmed. You know, I think losing Maya, you know, has taken its toll on her. And I know getting ready to travel is probably worrying her a little bit as well. But at the end of the day, I feel like she's just, her body's just feeling really fragile. Let me know if I can help with anything, you know. But I do think you'll probably get to go home soon and take her home to rest. But I'll be here if you guys need anything. But we are all working together right now to send all of our love to her and to you. Very quickly, totally different side hustle for me, a little different business, but I've been having a lot of fun with design lately. And I put together a little t-shirt business. So if you want to look at it, I put a link in the chat room. But this is my F-Bomb Moms Club t-shirts. And I just went through and picked out stuff that and put together designs of sayings and stuff that I thought kind of matched the kind of mom I am, and lots of moms that I know. So no pressure, but I thought it would be fun to share it with you guys. And I would love your feedback too if you have any for me. Something fun, that's all. I did lots of stuff to do and think about and work on. This is one of them. So, and they are all buy one get one half off on my site. So kind of fun. Anyway, you guys, I've done it. We've done the thing we do. We've talked down to the end of the show. I want to let you guys know that you can find me over at one2listen.com for the rest of the day and evening and week. I want to let you know that you'll find me on Thursday with the Psychic Sisters. And of course, I want to thank you all for being here. You've been listening to The Katie Weaver Show, where we're changing the way you listen to the world. Boom.